All right. Happy Wednesday to all of you guys all around the world. I know this is turning into more of an international event, and so I don't say good afternoon or anything anymore because for some of you it's the morning, for some of you it's the evening. But we're grateful that all of you guys are here. Thankful for all of your support and for being a part of this awesome community. We'll go ahead and get things going now, right on the dot. As always, we won't keep you on here too long. I know for a lot of you guys, some of you guys are in the middle of the workday, some of you guys are getting ready to go to bed, some of you guys it's early morning. So appreciate all of you guys being on here. On behalf of Amy, Ali, Paul, and all the rest of the team, we thank you guys for being on here. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can share my screen here. I'll just go ahead and share my desktop. Actually, what's the best way, Paul? Share just Safari or share my desktop?
I think it's desktop. Or
Okay,
no, it should be,
just
or
Safari.
just share screen if it lets you just share a screen.
Well, okay, I'll just share the entire screen. We'll just do that. All right, we'll go ahead and do the slideshow here. How's that look? Look okay, Paul?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, you can just see my screen 2025.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 2025 was an interesting year. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, but overall, 2025 for the crypto market as a whole was pretty fantastic. Over here in the United States, with a much more crypto-friendly president, a lot of rules are put in place, but a lot of the framework is was established and it's still being built out. We had a pretty litigious Security and Exchange Commission under the previous administration. They went after everybody, but it was almost a badge of honor if they went after you because that meant you were doing something and making moves. So the framework is being laid. And in fact, President Trump was just on a panel, I think 2 days ago, where he said one of the biggest things that he's proud of, one of his biggest achievements, is making the United States the crypto capital of the world. He's very pro crypto, and so a lot of the ambiguous, legislate by litigate, a lot of those practices are over, and we're building a framework in which crypto is adopted and accepted. One of the big pushes that happened in 2025 was RWA, real world assets, people tokenizing everything that's in the real world, basically creating a digital counterpart to all things physical in the world. And that's great for Element because we've been building this path for about 4 or 5 years now. And so it's going to do a lot of good for us to have nationwide, worldwide adaptation of tokenization of real world assets. And that's a really big theme for what we've been working on in the previous year and what we have moving forward. As far as the crypto world as a whole, it's been great to be able to establish these frameworks from which to work with, to know what the rule book says, and all that's still a work in progress. As far as what the markets did, it's still a little tumultuous. We all anticipated the altcoins to make a run in the fall. It didn't quite happen yet. So some of the patterns that were previously established in the past, they're not lining up from a timeline perspective. But I think the overall consensus in the crypto world is it's much, much better because when this new administration came in and they started clarifying the rules and defining rules, it kind of took the old established patterns of how crypto works, post Bitcoin halving, and screwed the timing up a little bit. However, we all believe, especially me, that that's for the best in the long run, that establishing a set of rules, guidelines, and bringing the whole world to be able to accept and adopt crypto is much better. It's even though things didn't line up the way we wanted to timeline, and when I say we, I mean everybody on the planet that's involved in crypto. We saw Bitcoin run up to about 123, and then it dipped down, got down to the 80s. I think today it's around 92. And so a lot of the crypto landscape has changed with these big financial institutions getting involved, these ETFs, and a lot of stuff happening in the crypto world that's just kind of it upset the old pattern, the old timing, but it established a new pathway, we believe, for the future, where crypto is more consistent, to where crypto is more predictable, to where crypto is more adopted, reliable. And these are all great things for not only the entire crypto world, but for Element specifically. So, what we wanted to do today is just talk a little bit about things that we worked on in 2025. So, first off, starting off with our website and our digital presence, as you guys saw, we launched a new website. A lot of that work done by Paul with a lot of help from Amy. It allows us to be able to have a better face to the world where we have as the message of Element gets out there and as the world starts coming to us, we want to make sure that our outward facing assets are clear on who we are and what we do. Next, we built Stride, the Stride prototype website. That's a dedicated platform for mine certification and verification. So any company that wants to go out and buy these elements will be able to go on to our certification website and see if a specific mine is approved. And so we've made big progress there with that website. Also a lot of big progress with our mining partners and with the number of mines that are coming in to become certified. We want to create this level of certification to where if you are not a part of our STRIA certification, nobody will buy from you. That's what we want. Now, we want that to be a net positive, meaning if you're on our website, you are one of the good guys. You're one of the people who aren't involved in exploitation of the environment of children. We created Mineral Trace as well. It's a marketplace connecting ethical mines with manufacturers. We developed our Next Air prototype website, which is our digital legacy preservation platform for treasured possessions. So everything that you have, we talked about the real world assets, anything that you have personally that you want digitized can be found on this registry. And we established our mine registry for Straya, which is our comprehensive database of certified mining operations, taking the pledge to mine ethically. So I went through that pretty quickly, but that's been a colossal lift. The what we're trying to accomplish from the product side with getting mines and countries, companies, all to accept what we're doing. Obviously, still a massive, massive lift, a lot of work in front of us, but we had to establish the parameters. We had to establish the framework, very similar to what the government's doing with redefining the rules of crypto. We had to do that with our products as well. And so there's been a little, with what we were building and doing, we kind of had to wait. We had a bit of a wait and see approach in 2025, waiting to see what the new legislation would be, waiting to see how our products would benefit, would thrive, or needed to be adjusted based on what we saw some of the legislation coming. But because of the big push in real world assets, this is where we focused a lot of our time. As you guys know, we have a lot of products. We have a lot of things we've done. You guys have heard us talk about a game and carbon credits. And we take the approach of basically go down the path that's being built, right? Where all the energy and focus is being pushed, follow that path because it'll make it easier for us. We also had some big innovations with blockchain and our NFTs. We created the Heirloom NFT, which is creating a digital version of your precious things like your rings and your watches. We sold out the first batch of our heirloom digital NFTs. Those sold out very fast. That was kind of our test, right? With a lot of friendlies in our ecosystem. Many of you guys on this call bought some of the heirlooms. We launched our Match NFT, which is our innovative NFT program connecting digital assets to real world value. That one sold out very quickly. We also launched our second batch of Match NFTs that just went out just a couple weeks ago. Again, that NFT is designed to have market impact and developed ELMT token utility infrastructure. And that basically means we are enhancing our use cases and our ecosystem integration. So really, if you want the ELMT token to really take off, it has to have a lot of uses. It has to have utility. People need to want it to buy certain things. And so that's the infrastructure that we've been building in 2025. We also entered into a lot of strategic partnerships. We partnered with Osmint to create a system to purchase gold using ELMT token and getting rebates. And so that, you guys know in the past that we've said, hey, come over to us and buy gold and silver. We're going to be running all that through Oz just because we don't want to be a custodian. There's a lot of licensing and things like that issues, the ability for us to ship internationally. With our partnership with Oz, we're able to alleviate a lot of those problems. They have much bigger inventory than we have. They have more capabilities. They have licenses and all these things to deal with these commodities. And so the Oz partnership is huge for us. Also, use ELMT, go shop with them, and you can get a rebate of 5% back in ELMT. So we're making gold and silver the least expensive way to buy it. We're trying to create that through us. We also established precious metals purchasing program, direct to consumer access to verified gold and silver with crypto. And we've got a lot of more partnerships coming in this space. Oz is the first one. They're local here with us. They're really great guys. They have a vision for where crypto can go. They have a vision of the economy, of government that's really in line with what we do. So I would say the reason why the Oz partnership is so great for us is because I think ethically, strategically, even dare I say morally, we're very aligned, their company and ours, with what we're trying to accomplish. And so there'll be more information coming out about that relationship. We sold out our Maple credits, our very first. I think there were 41,000 credits that were tokenized. Those sold out. Carbon credit projects take a while to develop. And so it's not like we can just spin one up tomorrow and do it. We're trying to have carbon credit projects that have real impact, specifically when we can on old mining sites. And that takes a while. And so we'll have new projects coming out this year. But we wanted to make sure that there was an appetite for tokenized carbon credits, and there absolutely is because of all the fraud and all the crazy things happening in the carbon credit world. We also have our offset savings booklet set to launch in early 2026. It's a little booklet that Amy has spent a ton of time on. That's designed to do nothing but save you money, and so it's very cool. We'll look for that. We also acquired Dean Martin's ring. This is an awesome piece of Hollywood history. Plus, it's helping us to promote our heirloom NFT program by having such a high-profile piece of jewelry. We've also got you'll see our another one of the biggest diamonds ever produced by the company Tiffany. We're also NFTing that, and so you're going to start to see a lot more information. And really, we're using these as promotional pieces. Now, they are owned by either the company directly, or in the case of the Tiffany ring, owned by a member, the largest member of our community. And so the Dean Martin ring is cool. We'll market it. We're trying to think of cool, innovative things that we can do with it. Maybe we NFT it and let people own a part of it, or maybe we just sell it and use it to do some market support and some other promotional things. But really, the heirloom NFT, that is a product that we believe can go to the masses. We've got a few partnerships that I'll talk about here in just one second when we pivot to 2026 that I think this product can go to the world. And so we had some cool community engagement campaigns. Obviously, the big thing is we created the community council to where the company is now run by the community. But we also did some very cool things. Guess the Price of Gold campaign. We did our pinball swap event. We did our treasure hunt aboard the Connect cruise. We're looking forward to doing some other more exciting, like treasure hunt type related things in 2026 that can involve the community and involve people who aren't just node owners or token owners, but we can do some really fun things this year that allow the masses to come into Element. But that was kind of fun. We've also built some education initiatives. We launched our educational content series. These are all mini lessons about the ecosystem and our products and about the impact. We also created social impact platform content, and this is interactive learning with quizzes and engagement. And we developed thought leadership materials, white papers, case studies, and industry analysis. And a lot of this done by Amy and all her hard work. She's got just thousands of pages of documents that she's created that really support and back up these initiatives and things that we're doing. So just a lot of cool stuff behind the scenes. So basically key achievements by the numbers. So we did 3 prototype platforms built, Straya, Mineral Trace, and Nextera. Two major NFT collections were created and sold out. We did one complete carbon credit offering that sold out. We've got our Hollywood artifact with the Dean Martin ring. One major industry event. We did a massive impact summit with some other brands. Multiple community engagement campaigns, and this is just a very short list of all the things. We're just trying to highlight a few things. A democratic governing body established, and one major partner. We've got multiple partners, but just the one. I think the reason why we talk about the Osmint is simply because of the utility that it creates. Now, that was our quick recap. So big round of applause for everybody that helped with that. Obviously, the because we are community driven, these are all things now that moving into 2026, we want to be driven by the community. And speaking of that, you guys have probably noticed we had some big upswings in the token over the past couple of weeks. This is a 30-day chart for ELMT, and you notice it went up to a penny. Now it came back down, but basically there's a cool partnership that we have with a company called Elevate that's doing some market support. Now, just as a disclaimer, anything that has to do with the token is not done by the company, is not done by me. I have zero to do with this. So people can't call me and go, Scott, make that token go back up. I have nothing to do with it. It's all done by the community, which is how it should be done when we're looking at a compliance from a compliance standpoint, moving forward to make sure that we're here for many, many years to come and benefit a lot of people and make a lot of change and solve a lot of problems. That's all community driven. And so, yeah, as you guys can see, there were some massive movements. Look for more of these movements. There's a lot of emphasis that's going to be placed by the community on ELMT. And that's done by specific members of the community, by companies that are hired, such as Elevate, that come in and help promote. It's also done by members of the community that have cash that want to throw it at it. You guys, we've had Mitch on one of our calls. You know that Mitch has a big financial commitment to help with, none of the money comes. He is doing this for the community. So thank him. If you ever meet Mitch, give him a big hug because what he's doing and the money that he's committing to the community to make this work. And there are other members of the community coming in as well. We've had some incredible conversations with other members of the community that want to bring in more community, that want to bring in more money, that want to bring in and make the ELMT token work. Now, of course, the things that will make ELMT have the most utility is just the products that we build. Because if those products have to be purchased in ELMT, then great, more people have to go into the market to buy the ELMT, and that has market effects. We don't make any claims. We're not saying where it's going to go, but there is a ton of emphasis on members of the community in 2026 to jumpstart and get that token going and to keep it up. So, um, lots of big announcements coming in 2026. Some of these we've already talked about. These are just a lot of the press releases that we've got stacked. We have quite a few press releases stacked and ready to launch with big names and big partnerships. Some of you guys have seen some of this before. We've obviously the heirloom NFT. We've got some very cool things happening with some celebrities and some tokenization events happening. We are some of the partnerships. We've obviously talked about Osmint. We're going to be making big announcements with other companies. Relationships that we have with mining companies, with governments, there are some really, really fun things happening. And our emphasis and our focus on 2026 is going to be to partner with a lot of these companies, partner with a lot of these countries, and really making an impact. And the more press we have, the more partnerships, strategic partnerships that we have with these companies and with these countries, the better it's going to be for our company. So we are going to be doing a lot of work with tokenization of in-ground assets. Now, that it always isn't always going to be just about ELMT token. There are a lot of companies who are approaching us asking us to tokenize their in-ground assets and create a token, a different one, call it GLD or whatever. I'm just making that up, that will live on the Element blockchain. And so we in 2026 are looking to be the platform where people tokenize their assets, a lot of them in-ground assets, and put it on our chain, put it on your chain. And so that's going to be really exciting. That's going to be a big emphasis for us. And because of that, we're going to be um, announcing some pretty cool partnerships. I'll go back to this one here. This is a big one, with with some of the work that we're going to be doing out in Alaska and in the Yukon, we're going to be doing a lot of tokenization and bringing on some partners to help us with that. But there, 2026, our roadmap is going to be obviously be you got to reach the masses. And the way that we reach the masses is by this digital heirloom NFT. This is Amy's NFT. She created this NFT off of her dad's watch. This is a product that everybody can afford. This is a product that everybody needs to have. Everyone must have digital versions of their real world assets. That is the age we live in. We live in the digital age. As we move forward with AI, it is going to be even more critical that everything that you have has its digital twin. Start now. Start with us. The product that we offer with our Heirloom NFT is unique because we attach story to it. When you attach emotion, when you attach feeling, when you attach a why, people will come in and do this product. We have some pretty cool partnerships coming. These are some of the things we built out here, by the way. Hold on, I'm just looking for more of our slides. Hey, Paul, did you put in the slide here that's more of the roadmap? Is that roadmap slide on here? I don't see it.
Yeah, go back to slide, that might have been slide 30. Go back one slide. Oh, you might
Is
need
it?
to like go out and go back in.
Oh, okay. Let me here. I'm gonna stop sharing for just 1 second so I can do that. But there are so there are a couple different things. We have primarily been pretty focused on some of our B2B relationships. We've got a lot of relationships like with carbon credits and with the mining certification that are more B2B. And so that's why at times I've heard members of the community say, I like this, but it's not really registering with me. How do I get other people excited about what you guys are doing when primarily our customer is more of a B2B customer? That's why we're focusing on the Heirloom NFT. This is really our B2C movement that brings people in, that allows everybody to a product that everybody can afford, a product that everybody needs. So our messaging this year is going to be the need to digitize your real world assets. Now, at the same time we're doing that, we're going to be talking about the need for mining companies to digitize their real world assets. So we're going to be going from the very, very micro to a ring on your finger that must be digitized, all the way to an entire gold mine that should be digitized and people and companies can monetize and create additional revenue streams um, instead of mining it out of the ground. So, hey, Paul, I don't see it. I'm out. What slide are you looking at? 30 what?
I can just share my screen.
That would be even
Slide
better.
30.
What's that?
Yeah, I just shared my screen, but it's
Okay.
on slide 30.
Oh, I see it. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it's there. All right, great. Um, so there's a lot of things happening. So we're going to go through our roadmap for 2026. I covered a lot of the roadmap just through the announcements and the press releases that we're going to be making. But number one, we are going to be building our team out. You guys know that we're part of a larger ecosystem where there's dozens of people working on Element products, such as our devs, the marketing team, the accounting, the lawyer, all these different teams. Um, but we need to expand internally. We're doing that in two ways. Number one, the community council. We have a lot of very talented people on our community council with different skill sets. We had a really long call with one member of our council this morning that wants to basically run the team. But there's also a lot of work being done by Amy and Paul and Allie by themselves. And so we're going to be expanding the internal team because there's a lot of work to do. We need salespeople. We need people out making relationships. We need people helping us to build and develop our products. And so that's going to be starting immediately. Also, next, we're going to be the Heirloom NFT integration. There's a lot of work. We've sold a lot of these NFTs. There's still a lot of development work, but there's a lot of work with getting people to offer this product. Jewelry stores. There's a very interested company right now in the direct marketing space that wants to add the Heirloom NFT to their products and put it on auto ship, which would be huge. We'd be selling thousands and thousands of these every single month, like tens of thousands of these, which would be great. There's a lot of work that goes into that. Can you imagine if 10,000 20, 30,000 orders a month came in, the fulfillment on that would be astronomical. Great problem to have, right? So March, we're going to be doing some more promotion with the Dean Martin ring, specifically to promote the heirloom NFT. We've got this Ghana trip coming up that's been pushed back 50 times, but it's going to happen. A lot of things, a lot of our messaging as far as the impact that we're trying to make hinges on Ghana. And so we have great relationships in Ghana that we're going to go out and we're going to actually film and show you the actual tracts of land that we're going to be filling in and that your bracelets are contributing to. Many of you guys who ordered bracelets
Yeah, I was gonna
should
say,
be.
speaking of bracelets, everyone should have, well, all the bracelets previously, like we said, we mentioned this last community call, and we're going to send out all the bracelets of everyone who ordered because we are kind of, kept getting delayed. So almost everyone should have them. If you live out of the country, then it will obviously take a little bit longer. I know some people have started getting their bracelets, but yeah, just look forward to those. If you have any questions or concerns, you can message support or message me directly. But yeah, those have all been sent out.
Yeah, we appreciate your patience on that. But it will be really nice when you guys can also have video of your bracelets being made by local communities, by families who don't have to send their kids into the mines anymore. Really circling back, the Ghana relationship that we have is critical to telling our story. And so we need the video footage and the impact. We need to show blockchain's all about verification. And so we want to show and verify all the good that we're doing and all the good that, when I say we, I mean the community, by buying the bracelets and by supporting our vision, mission, and our purpose. In April, the offset booklet launch is coming, which is going to be fantastic. It's like handing you guys money. It's going to show you ways in which you can save money by supporting our cause and by being environmentally conscious. We've got our 7K partnership. 7K is the company that's going to be putting now, some of these things will happen sooner. And there's also many things on this roadmap that we haven't mentioned. For example, like carbon credits. The carbon credit projects, when they're ready, they'll jump in here. We just don't have a date on those yet. Many of you guys have also asked about the game. We are integrating ELMT into an existing, it's not existing, it's a game being built. Some of you guys on this call have heard about it, but we're asked not to talk about it on the cruise. So I won't talk about it yet either. But there is another company that we're working with. I'll mention the name, Adventure World. Some of you guys know them. That's integrating Element into a Farmville-like game. And you have to go, and in order to build your farm, you need elements out of the earth to make tools and excavators. And that's where the element is going to come into that game. So, but we're announcing the name is as far as I'm authorized to talk about. But I will tell you, the people building this game have built other games that have become very, very popular and very successful. Games that every one of you have heard of. And so the team is fantastic. If you know the name, don't put it in the comments because I don't know how much we're supposed to talk about it. But a lot of you guys have met these guys, and so I'm not just like throwing out some veiled secrecy. Many of you guys know exactly who I'm talking about and met them face to face if you were on the cruise or if you were in some of our other events. But the team is stellar. There is no better team, in my opinion, on earth to build games than these guys. They have a very, very strong track record. So that's coming as well. And I know that gets asked from time to time. The Nextair white label. The Nextair white label is a way for us to take what we've built as far as Nextair, which is the tokenization of real world assets, and white label it for other industries. This is a huge initiative, but if you think about what else can be tokenized, like car titles, home titles, anything to do with genealogy, there's so many things that we can do with this product that we've built to white label it and create another revenue stream for us. The Nextair platform public launch this summer. Again, the tokenization of additional mines, we're putting that Q3 4. It'll probably happen a lot quicker than that. Um, but there are probably 5 or 6 other things not on the roadmap just because we don't have a clear timeline of when they happen. Because there's some of this stuff, like I mentioned, particularly with carbon credits, that when the carbon credit project comes online, um, it might happen next month. It might happen in December, but there's a lot of that because of the partnership, the relationship that we have with Trafar and some of these other companies that they're working on it. It's a little bit out of our control. But we have a very, very strong roadmap. Now, that's what we are working on, right? When we talk about the core element team, there's another roadmap which is community driven, which has to do specifically with ELMT. The goal from a lot of these community members, and we probably should have had a community member come on here, is to get Element to a certain price and to keep it there. And I won't, maybe we'll save that for our next call. I'll have a community member talk about it because I don't want to blur the line between what Scott can do or says he can control versus what the community does, even though I'm obviously a large member of the community. But there is massive emphasis on ELMT in 2026. And that's partly to go along with clear legislation, timing of the market, timing of internally the products that will have utility that people will want to go into the market and buy. And so there's a lot of factors that are coming together. I look at 2025 as the year we were building. I look at 2026 as the year we now take our products to the masses. Everything that we've built is designed for the masses, even if you look down to our products. And so it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful year. I wish I could make some predictions on market stuff, but I don't. But as far as like revenue and what we've built, the relationships, the partnerships that we've built in 2025, and there's some of you guys I talk to on an individual basis. I talk about timing and like, oh, I get it. It can sound like an excuse at times. It's not. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's the crypto world has been shaken up and now it's going to settle. And the shaking up was 2025, and now we're going to settle and we will have a more clear vision of what products will work in the crypto market, what the appetite is from the consumers on what they want digitized and tokenized, not only from individual consumers, but on a larger scale with mines and even with countries. Do you know how hard it was to deal with some of these African countries about carbon credits when they wanted to keep 70% of all the profit? Now, because tokenized carbon credits are becoming more of an established market and there's a market rate, now people are coming back to reality. And so it's hard dealing in the wild, wild west. It's hard blazing trails and pioneering. It's not easy work because the rules change, the people's perceptions and expectations change. We think we have a pattern figured out in the market, and it's completely off. And so there are. I hope we all as a community can appreciate. It's not always easy. We're dealing in very very difficult terrain at times, but the markets that we're in, the terrain that we're in my opinion, it is the future. It is where we want to be. Early adopters, people who take chances, people who listen to the ridicule. Everybody on this call probably still has naysayers that go, crypto, come on, what are you talking about? When it's going to be as common as a checking account, in the years to come. And so we are the innovators. We're the ones who take the blows. We're the ones who take the crap. And so there's just a whole bunch of stuff that we've been building that we're working on, and we're excited for the future. We're excited to be a part of this with all of you guys, and that's all I've got. So Amy, Paul, Ali, any of you guys want to jump in with any closing remarks?
Just one last thing before we close. We did do a holiday promo that anybody that purchased anything from Element, they were able to win a silver coin. And we were able to contact those winners and send out silver. So thanks for everyone who participated. And yeah, it's been great.
And thank you guys for all that you've done in 2025. And 2026, there's a lot more that you can do because now it's community driven. There's no company, there's no Scott's the president of this company. It's all community driven. And so with that, there's a lot that you guys can do. And we will make it easy for you guys to help us. These calls will be a lot more deliberate. We'll say, okay, community, what should we do? Let's do X, let's do Y, and we can all do this together. This isn't Scott and Ali, Amy, Paul trying to make this work. This is community driven, and once we get the support of countries and governments and companies and all of us, this thing's going to take off. So thank you guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you for always supporting this and being patient. Some of you guys get cranky and mad, and it's okay. I don't get personally offended by it. I just go, because trust me, nobody gets crankier or more mad than me. I want this to happen and to happen now. And so I'm with you guys. And we appreciate all of your support and look forward to your continued support and to some massive, massive wins in 2026. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, Scott.